So we have finished putting our data into tab 1. We're going to go right into tab 2, which is Calibrate. For Calibrate, you're going to be creating master biases, master darks. If you have dark flats that you've loaded, it'll be creating a master dark flat. It will create master flats, and it's also going to create a bad pixel map. Now there's several things that you need to be aware of when you're creating your masters, and that is under your integration. And again, if you hover over your choices here, you'll see that you need to use median if you have less than 20 frames. If you have more than 20 frames, leave it as average. However, if you do not, then go ahead and change that to medium. For right now, let's not worry about outlier rejections. You can look at them if you want to. Depending on how many you have, you can choose for Sigma clip or Windsor clip. Again, this is going to be a little bit more advanced down the road, but for right now, let's just leave these as is. So we have plenty of master biases. We're going to leave this as average. We're not using a master dark flat, so we're not going to worry about that. Master darks, we have plenty of darks, which we have 20. So we're going to leave that as average. We're going to come down to master flats. Again, we're going to leave this as average. We're not going to be worrying about creating rejection maps at this point. Again, this is to just start off for the beginner. So let's leave everything as is. Of course, the only thing we do want to change is median or average, depending on how many we have. With that, we're going to come down to the bottom. Now, we do want to create a bad pixel map. And in order to create the bad pixel map, you want to click on Create Bad Pixel Map. Click that. And that is going to use your masters and your darks, and will create a bad pixel map for your camera in order to look and find any dead pixels that are in the image or part of your images, and it will create this map in order to offset that. So when we're done, we're going to come down here and we're going to create masters and assign to light. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to let this run. Now as this runs down, this is going to give you tell you exactly what it's doing. So we're under the second tab, and it's going to be creating master biases at the gain for all the channels, and it's going to go through and start chewing through this data. Down here, we'll tell you where we're at and how much of the completion status is underway. You can also slide this over. You will occasionally have numbers and things that are running here in the background. However, right now it's not, so we're going to leave that. You can either leave it completely closed or slightly open so you can see what's happening here in the backside. And if you notice, there's also a second window that is popped open, and this is basically what you would see in PixInsight as far as the processes as they're running. So if you really don't care about that, you can just minimize it. It will not continue to pop up. Now while this is running, and again, this is for a beginner, this is somebody who's just getting started in it, there's a lot of other things that we can be adding here, such as splitting the channels, removing light pollution, which is going to happen later on when we get into the tools section, so we're not going to worry about these for right now. The only thing we're going to do is create masters and assign to lights. So it is completed doing its master darks, master flats, master biases, and a bad pixel map. Come down here to the bottom, we'll extend this up so you can see. If you come down, you'll see on your light frames, as they've been added, you'll see an MB, an MD, an MF, and a BPM. And you'll see ones next to these. And basically what this means is you've had a master bias, a master dark, a master flat, and a bad pixel map, which has been applied to each one of your lights. So you just scroll down this information, you will see that it's located there. Here's your flats that were loaded, your greens, red, greens, and blues. Here's your darks for all channels that were loaded, your biases, of course. And as you get down to the very bottom, you will then see your bad pixel map, which has been created, your master flat for red, your master flat for green, master flat for blue, and those have been assigned to each one of the your color channels, per red, per green, per blue. And there's your master dark and your master bias. Now we can move on to analyze stars and register.